Hi folks, welcome to the Money Mental UK YouTube channel. I'm your host Andrew, part-time eBay and depop reseller and a mental health advocate. Do please excuse the pile of stock behind me there, still got to sort through some stuff. Anyway, it's my regular series where I talk through Monday to Thursday all the things I've listed, see where I got them from, how much I paid, what I've listed them for, why I've done that, maybe a bit about the item. It's all mainly about holding myself to account to make sure I list at least 10 items a day, Monday to Thursday. So yeah, let's get into it. Although before we do, if you want to buy some reselling supplies, do check out the moneymental.co.uk website, where I've got a link to some of the stuff that I use for my business from Amazon. Although not all the links may work. If some of them don't work, let me know, because people go out of stock all the time or whatever. Anyway, enough of that. That's just me trying to get some nice Amazon affiliate income in. So yeah, this is what I've listed. So the first items, all of them, not everything I've listed today, but the majority of what I listed today has come from one box of items that I got from auction. It was like £3 or £4 I paid for this box of stuff. Quite a few bits in it. There's still some bits in it that I've yet to list, some magazines and whatever that I'll list at some point. But I've just been working through it, grabbing a few pieces and getting them listed. Most of them not got a lot of value in, but cumulatively it all adds up into a decent return. And the first item in there is this Dolls and Toys Antiques and Their Values book. Cost £3.25. Sorry, it didn't cost £3.25. What am I talking about? It's listed for £3.25 because where all the books have sold one, their listing's about £3.45 or something. So I've just come on slightly under them. Usually I price match or even go above them, but this one is like an old book. I think it's going to be a struggle to get it to sell. It will go large letter. It doesn't weigh a lot, but £3.25 seems to be about a fair price for it. I've literally only listed it because one had sold, and why not? It was easy enough. This is a vintage roadmap, day drives in the Isle of Wight pamphlet thing from the AA. I've seen it, some of these sort of vintage AA maps selling for about £4 or £5. So I've listed this one for £4.95. This will go large letter, less than 100 grams. It won't cost much to ship. These Wardlock guys seem to be go for okay money as well. Well, I say okay money, £6, £7, £8, which was surprising to me, as you know, I thought this kind of thing would be worthless. So I've listed this one for £6.95. See how it gets on. This is probably the most valuable item in the lot. It's this vintage. It's from the 1930s, so it's almost antique but not quite. Book by Road, Rail, Air and Sea. It's got some nice colour pictures and stuff in it. This one has actually got a bit of loose pages and stuff. It needs rebinding really. I've declared all of that in the listing, but it's still, a very rare book, and it's got an inscription in it from 1940. So I've actually listed it as 1940, because that presumably is the year it was bought. But yeah, it's just a really cool old book. As you can see, some nice pictures in there and everything. Still fully readable and all that, even though it's got some real age to it. One is sold on bids for £15 plus shipping. There's a few listed for like 20, £25 and whatever. Well, a few, say a couple listed. I've listed mine for £19.95 free shipping. See how it gets on. I'd certainly expect to achieve at least £15 for it. This book, when it sells, should pay for the whole box and put me into profit, so happy with that. And then there's a couple of vintage postcards that are in the box as well. I've never bothered with postcards because I just don't know enough about them, but this was easy enough to date because it's got like literally the year and everything written on the front. It has been used. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. It's got a stamp on it. I don't think this stamp is worth anything. It's quite a common stamp. But yeah, nice vintage item. There's a couple of similar postcards to this listed. One for £5 plus shipping, I think. One for £15 plus shipping. So I've just gone straight in the middle, £9.95 free shipping. Both of those postcards that are listed by dealers who specialise in vintage postcards. So I had a look at their listings, and they've got some killer feedback, like tens of thousands. So I don't know what kind of volume they're selling, but probably quite a lot by the looks of it. So yeah, I figured they've got the expertise on the pricing. I haven't. I'll just go smack bang in the middle between the two of them. See how we get on. I fully expected that could take a long time to sell. I'm not worried about that. Storing it is not going to be an issue. It's tiny. And then this one was difficult to price because I couldn't find any comparables to it. So I just looked at what postcards from 1935, which is the year this was posted in. As you can tell, because, well, you can't quite tell. That says 1935 just down at the bottom. Kind of worn off, but you can just about tell it's 1935, and it's League of Nations thing. Whatever, I've listed for $6.95, free shipping. We'll see how it does. I don't intend to get into vintage postcards in any way, shape or form, just because it's just not something that particularly excites me, and I know that I'd have to have tens of thousands listed to make a decent return on it. I know lots of people some people make some really good money from it, and that's brilliant. It's just not a thing that particularly appeals to me, but I've got them. I'll list them. This is good. Some brand new model railway lettering stuff. These go for about £8 plus £3 postage. So I've listed this for $10.95, and I've got the only one of this particular size and type on eBay at the minute. So $10.95 I think is a perfect price. It'll probably sell for less, so probably not a perfect price. I have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. Next, thank you to the people with the Money Mental Facebook group for helping me price this. If you've not joined the Money Mental reselling group on Facebook, why not? Join now. It's the home of bath selfies and other such great content. This is like a Falkland Islands 500 years. I didn't even realise Falkland Islands had been around for 500 years. Well, obviously the islands I knew had been around, but I didn't realise they'd been sort of colonised, inhabited for that long as a sort of crown dependency, or however you term it. But this is a commemoration of their royal charter sort of pamphlet thing. It does unfortunately have like a mark all the way down it around there, which you can quite clearly see in the picture. But yeah, priced this at $14.95, free shipping. There's a couple on Abe books that are slightly higher, including postage. But obviously with this sort of issue there, I've just gone under that, and it's the only one on eBay at the minute. So that could be cool. Again, if that sells for that kind of price, it's going to pay for the whole lot and put me into profit. So can't complain about that at all. So yeah, that's everything for that particular box. Like I said, there's other stuff, some magazines and stuff in there that I just need to go through and bundle up and list and all that fun stuff. But I wanted to list a few higher value items because this adds up to a nice profit from that box. The overall listed value isn't that great, so I wanted to put some more higher value stuff on. So I've put this unique Ego 2 electric skateboard on. Brilliant photography outside, but that's where it should be anyway, outside. These go for like really good money in full working order. If this it's supposed to have a remote with it. If I had the remote with it, it was fully working, I'd probably be listing it for in excess of £200, including shipping. But there's no remote with this, no mechanism therefore for me to test it's working or not. So I put it on for spares for $99.95, free shipping. Basically half the price I would charge for it, because the spare parts, even the wheels and such like, do have value, the board itself, etc. So yeah, on that basis I've listed it for spares. $99.95, free shipping. We'll see how it gets on. It cost me £10 in the tip shop. I think I bought this for a tenner, because I figured I can get, even if I get £50 for it, I've made a decent return on my money. So we'll see how it goes. Listed it fairly high, but as I say, I think that's probably still a reasonable price. But yeah, this one I shouldn't have bothered buying this. I bought this at auction. I was told not to bid on it. I ignored the advice. This is a cigar box. Now, if they're like particularly ornate and nice and stuff, you know, I've seen them on eBay for like 100 quid a plus. You know, they're antique as well, so you know the potential for the money was there. But I felt I paid too much for this. Like, cost me like £12, £14, something like that. Maybe 16. You'll see I've listed it for £80, but I think that's probably far too high. The issue I've got with this and another lot that I'll come on to further, these sort of jewellery collectible type things get put in the cabinet at the auction house, and it's a locked cabinet, so you can't actually take the item out to inspect it, because obviously they're worried about people stealing stuff or whatever. Completely appreciate that. But and there was like no one around when I was viewing. Well, there was, but like there was lots of other people viewing, so they were occupied, and I didn't have a lot of time, so I couldn't get them out of the cabinet. If I had been able to get it out of the cabinet and look at it, I wouldn't have bid on it, because as you can see there is a lift here. Ignore that wood staining thing, that's just how it is. There's a lift here, like it needs a repair to the hinges basically. That's beyond my ability to do, so you know that's going to detract from the value. I've listed it as an Edwardian antique because you know the auctioneer said that's what he thought it was, but I'm not sure if it is or not. I have seen, I mean it's an oak one, I have seen an oak one go on bids for about 40 quid plus shipping. So, but that obviously didn't have that condition issue with the, you know, the lift in it, with it not shutting properly. So, so yeah, if I'd been able to inspect this, I definitely wouldn't have. I wouldn't have bid on it basically. I've got a couple of items I picked up that are going to go on Facebook just for pretty much what they cost me, maybe a couple of quid more, just because like there's damage to them that I wasn't able to spot. I might pop this one on the Facebook marketplace over the weekend. I'm going to do a bit of cross listing to Facebook marketplace. Unfortunately that's not on zip sale yet, so I can't cross list with that until it comes on. And I might just bang it on there for 30 quid and see if there's any takers. But yeah, at the minute I put it on for £79.95. We'll see how it does. You know, people can make me an offer on it. If I got 30 quid including shipping for it, then I'd be happy, because that would cover my costs, give me a little bit of profit on top, and you know it's gone. But yeah, it's just annoying about that condition, and it is slightly, it's making me rethink my auction strategy, but I might talk about that at the end. This was a great thing though from auction. Nobody bid on this, I don't know why. So I just, you know, when he did the, like when he was closing it, he said like, you know, final call or whatever they say, I've forgotten the phrase now, but like the last call for bids on it. I bid on it, got it for a fiver with the premium at £6. So Armed Forces veteran pin badge. I hadn't even seen this. I didn't even see this in the auction catalogue. I totally bid on it blind. Just thinking, oh, Armed Forces veteran pin badge, sounds like it might have some value in it, and it does. I've seen it go for £24.95 plus shipping on eBay. So I've listed this one for £27.95. The badge appears never to have been worn. A couple of marks to the case, as you can see there, but that should be a nice, decent return for me. So happy with that. That was a good, really good auction pickup. That, and I'll certainly be paying more attention to these kind of things we'll see in the future. And the final item is this vintage Anchor men's watch. So again, it's another one where with pictures aren't great on this, because like it's dark, and yeah, the lights when I put them on just shone off this, because it's like gold plated. So I've not been able to get a decent picture of it. I might need to rephoto it in my photo booth at some point. It doesn't get a lot of interest, but anyway, yeah, this Anchor's watch was £10 plus the auctioneer's premium, so 12 quid. Saw it in the auction house, thought, oh yeah, that looks cool, I'll bid on that. Got it for the reserve basically, which was £10, so well happy with that. But again, it's another one where there's some condition issues with it. It's working. It's in good working order, but the gold plating, it's not letting me zoom in, but the gold plating is just a bit worn away in places. It's not quite as good. You have to look at it up close. When you look at it up close, you can see that its condition is perhaps not as good as I would have liked. But it is a pretty rare watch. It's a decent German brand. It's pretty much bomb proof. It's shock proof. It's waterproof. It's really good, high quality item. As I say, for a decent brand. So I've listed it for $49.95. Obviously declared the condition, etc. to it, and tried to photograph it as best I can. I think you can just see the little black bits there underneath where the gold plating is come away. It's still a pretty cool item. It's a cool watch, I could probably do cleaning it up and doing all that sort of stuff. I could, put it in get one of those ultrasonic cleaners and clean it up, and I might do that if I end up retaking photographs for this. But I thought, bang it on at the minute, $49.95, which is probably a bit too high given the condition. But like I say, it cost me 12 quid. If it cost me like 5 or 6 quid, I'd have banged it on for 30 quid. But for some reason, 12 quid makes me think 50 quid's a reasonable price to charge. So yeah, slightly disappointed in it, but I still think I will make money on this. I think it'll end up going for like maybe 25 to 30 quid. We shall see. But yeah, it's definitely a brand I would look out for in the wild. It's just say if this was a car boot, the condition it's in, I'd be like 2 quid, 5 quid at most. But yeah, and that's making me think a bit actually. Though just those few condition issues that I'm encountering. Now it might be unique to this auction house because they don't give descriptions as such of the lots. They just say what it is, and I've had a couple of issues with things from him where like I picked up some speakers, the box they'd listed what said on the box. The speakers inside the box were not different speakers that were on the picture and whatever. So a couple of things like that have happened, and it's just made me think actually maybe at the moment I should spend my money and save money for the car boots, buy stuff there where I can physically inspect it. I can pick it up. All right, I can't necessarily test it if an electronic item, etc., because they're to test it. So I've got to rely on the seller's word there. But if it's cheap enough, I can take the risk. You can always sell stuff as spares if it's bought cheap enough. So yeah, I'm probably going to focus for the rest of the season on the car boots. I'm not giving up on auctions. I will come back to sourcing from auction, but I think that's a thing that I'm going to do more when there's no car boots for me to source from, because then it's not like there's not like a competitor source apart from charity shops, which I can go to any time. There's not like a competitor source at the weekend for me to go to. So yeah, I've enjoyed this bit, and I've really enjoyed like getting some of these bundles and these boxes of stuff, like the one that I started off with today, where I'm pulling out random things and I don't know the value of it or anything about the item, so I'm researching it because I am a qualified historian. I've got a degree in history, so researching stuff is something I quite enjoy. So I sort of have enjoyed that aspect and doing things. It's certainly been something that I view has been a worthwhile exercise. But funds are tight. Sales are particularly poor this week with the heat wave we're going through. So I'm just going to save me cash, spend it at the car boots on stuff. I'll still get fails there and stuff I shouldn't have picked up, but the amount of cash I'll be spending is probably going to be less. So yeah, I think that's going to be my main focus, main strategy in terms of sourcing for the next few weeks, and then I will return to sourcing at the auctions, bringing the learnings that I have made from these ones, and like I say, I've picked up some stuff that I would never have bought before that turns out to have decent value. So I'm really glad that I've done that. But yeah, I'm just going to take a break from him for a bit, focus on the car boots instead, until the season closes. Anyway, that is enough of me rambling on. I've done over 10 listings today. It's been a productive day. Not the greatest. I'd like to hit at least 500 quid a day in listed value. I've not done that on eBay today, but I do list stuff on Facebook Marketplace and other places, so I might have done it overall for the day. I haven't added it up yet, but I'd like to add 500 quid a day on eBay if I could, but that's not always possible. And sometimes when you're working through a box of stuff, you know, you're going to be ending up listing stuff that isn't of high value. But I am looking at the overall return on that particular box, and I want to list everything from it to get the maximum return. So that's what I do. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you on the video tomorrow, and we'll find out what I've been listing tomorrow. Bye for now.